an important update call. Before we get started, Jeff Kennedy is going to walk you through the process, the application process, and all of the documents that you will need to apply for citizenship. So I want to give you a few updates. We've had several meetings for the past 2 weeks, educating people about the process. We've had some great turnouts. We are planning several more events here soon. We're thinking that August 30th will be a educational outreach in Okmulgee, Oklahoma. That is, of course, pending. Some of the other activities that we have going on. And just so you guys know, the Muscogee Creek Indian Freedmen Band is an organization that was formed almost 20 years ago. And this organization was formed to educate people about the unique history of the Muscogee Creek Freedmen, who were forced removed from their southeastern homelands, Alabama and Georgia, for the Creeks. And so we have had the privilege of being able to educate about this history, and not only fighting for the citizenship rights, but educating about this important missing link that is often not talked about in the school systems. So August 23rd through September 13th, we will have a special exhibit, and it's going to be freedmen who fought during the Civil War. So we'll have select pieces. We traveled all the way to Washington, D.C. to the archives to do the research. So this is an important exhibit. We hope that you can join us at 8625 South Walker Avenue, 73139. And then our next exhibit that we will host is going to be a fall showing of some quilts that were created by Creek Freedmen. One of those quilts was created around 1979, and it's a little black girl with pigtails, and it just says Indian girl. So we have some unique quilts. We hope that you'll be able to join us. The next thing that we have will be, it's ongoing. It is a documentary. We have commissioned a team of folks who out of California to come in and help us produce this documentary. We're going to tell the extraordinary stories of the Creek Freedmen as the descendants. So this is important. If you have photos and history that you would like to share, please send that information to us. And then we're also planning a big family reunion the spring, summer of next year. And so stay tuned for that information. And I'm going to turn it over to Jeff Kennedy, and he is going to walk you through the process.
Did somebody say barbecue? Anyway, I'm Jeff Kennedy. I'm the vice president of the Muscogee Creek Indian Freedmen Band. And let's get this show on the road. I know somebody said barbecue. If we could have
the application for citizenship, if we can put that on the screen now, he's going to walk through the process and all of the documents and information that you'll need in order to have a successful submission into the Muscogee Creek Nation Citizenship Office.
And until that document come up, there's going to be 4 major points that I want to bring out that you must do. We want to get you through simple and clean and with minimal pain as possible, because it is a 16-page document, however, not in total. A lot of those pages, documents you will not have to submit. So if it comes up on the screen, once you bring it up. Anyway, until I don't think it's up yet.
It's not.
Okay, cool. It's not. Well, anyway, the first thing you want to do is on the first page that it shows, she's going to be bringing it up. An important thing is there's a box at the end of the first cover page, and you must sign like I do in J. You want to keep it down. You want to keep it inside the box, or they'll immediately throw it out. You want to do this in blue and black ink, as it'll state on the front page, which is a checklist. Till we get there. Second thing, 2x2 passport wallet photo. We're going to see it. I'm saying a wallet photo, not a passport, well, you'd be waiting 4 to 6 weeks, like one of your people, we're all kin. So, and all this must be in color, and I'll go over it again until we get there. Your current driver's license, front and back, in color, and then notarized on that page. So we're up and running. Let's see if we get this shown on the road. Back up a little, please. Of course, this is the Muskogee Creek Nation, Oklahoma Citizenship Boards. This is the most current application that was in 2019. So, of course, this is the checklist that I was talking about, and it's a checklist for citizenship. Of course, I'm not going to read through the whole thing. If you don't have that document, you can put it down at the Muskogee Creek Nation. It's down at the lower left. You can get this application, download it, print it off, and you'll be good to go. If you'll back up, you're trying to get out of here. Anyway, again, like I'm not going to read the whole thing, but what I want you to do is that when you go through here, like it says, submit original certified copy of applicant's state certified full image birth certificate. If you have one of those black birth certificates and you don't want that to get lost, I'm not saying it will get lost. Thank you. But that's a good thing to have. And of course, if you're submitting a computer generated, delayed, or amended birth certificate, death certificate, the Creek parent must complete the attached affidavit for the applicant. If it's additional documents, like if you do have an amended birth certificate or amended death certificate, you must make sure that you accompany it with it. So if you have a birth certificate and it says big-headed girl or something like that, then make sure that big-headed girl. So with that said, on down a little bit, all these documents are going to be original documents, except for the copies of what it's requesting. Go on down, and the veterans, if you have a D-214, you might want to submit that because there may be a special notation for you. And of course, the naming change due to marriage and divorce, you must have those documents accompanied. Of course, they are to be certified. Okay, and adoption, it's got a whole copy of petition and final decree of adoptions. It must include state certified full image birth certificate. Not a copy, but a certified copy. And down at the bottom, you'll see the box that I was referring to, that you must sign in that box, not outside the box. Great. And of course, the last line says, applicant's signature is required in the box. Your passport photo is submitted. Children that that can sign on their own must do so. Children who can't sign on their own must have parent, legal guardian sign, and legal guardian's name followed by a hyphen in their relationship to that child. So it's a small pedigree chart or a little diagram to show this is who you are. Next, please. Next place you'll see is intentionally left blank. So that's part of the 16. So you do nothing with that because it's maybe on the back side if you double-sided. Okay, next is the instructions. So carefully read through these. Larger, please. Okay, thank you. Good roll. Yeah, it's still asking for those state certified full image original birth records. Now, if you live in San Francisco or in California, the West Coast, those documents must go through Sacramento. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So some people have submitted some that came from their county, Orange County or whatever, or even the hospital birth certificates, the one with the angels and the wings and the feet. Don't send that. Send that document that comes from Sacramento. Okay, next. On down. Again, there's the adoption in DNA. So if you can get the father of that child down there, they'll do a DNA test to test for parenthood. And I would advise you to do so. Okay. When you send this off, back up a little bit. Thank you. The address, it says, please send a completed application with the required documents to the Muskogee Creek Nation, attention, Citizenship Board, P.O. Box 580, Okmulgee, of course, OK 74447. And you want to send it certified so that you can make sure that they get your original documents. And of course, it says, see other side for additional information. So, next week. Of course, grabbing your attention. It's like in review of the process and applicant's documentation and direct lineage. Please be aware that additional documentation may or may not be requested after the information is reviewed. And basically, what they're basically saying is, once we get you through this process, if you do not say what we say, if you do not do what we request you do, then you're going to go through the dance. I know a lot of you out there that have submitted documents, just for the application of citizenship before, they would come back and say, yeah, additional. So if we can nail it the first time and keep it simple, we're good to go. Up, please. Oh, if you're going through a legal name change, if you just got married, I'm not going to say just like my niece, I'm telling her to submit her document as it is today. You can later get your name changed, but we want to go through with as minimal documentation as possible. And the other part, this is the 2x2 passport wallet photo, where you can go to Walgreens or one of those places that cater to passports. Not the whole passport. You just want the 2x2 wallet photo that you can place. Do not stick it to the sheet, but paper clip it to the right hand edge of that document. And of course, it's telling you photocopies of birth certificates or death certificates will not be accepted. Please. Excellent. Okay, and of course, if somebody died during this whole process, you might want to give the nation a heads up so they can pull that document and not waste the time. Okay, next. Oh, and if you submitted your documents before, you'll need to update your documents so they'll know that you're still alive and you want to get processed. So at the end, it's an update document that allows them to know who you are, where you are, and if your information has changed. Next, please. Oh, the fun part. This is the Muskogee Creek Nation citizenship application. This is the one where you have to first, middle, last name. Keep it simple. If your birth certificate or your driver's license say it, keep it clean, same, no change of your male and female designation. If you're male at birth, then place male. If you're female at birth, place female. You can deal with all the binary and all that other stuff later. Your birth certificate, your birth date, of course, social security number, that's what the SS means for those that are challenged. And of course, if you're adopted, yes or no, keep it clean. If you can get through it without having, like I said, all that additional paperwork, just keep it clean. Marital status, the travel number, if you don't have a home phone number, just put NA in there and then do your sale. Email address is important because they'll need to contact you or may need to contact you. So if that's the best place, then yeah, put your email out there. And down below, you see preferred contact. I would check them all. Physical address, again, if you have a P.O. box, it's down below. But yeah, give them your mailing address. Of course, up top, you see what says physical. It says no PO box. So don't call us and ask us, can I put my PO box here? Because it says no PO box. Next, please. Got you. I was asking that question later. I'll talk a little more. The lineage chart. This is good. Keep it simple. If you go to your mom's side, you'll start here. If you go to your dad's side, which is paternal, you'll go on down. They're not members of the tribe right now, so you don't have to worry about that. But if your mother is still alive, then you'll submit her original birth certificate. If your father is still alive, you go through his line, you submit his original birth certificate. But if they're deceased, then you would just submit their death certificate, a certified death certificate. Next, please. I'm sure we got reverberations, so we apologize for this. So, of course, like I said, the parental grandparents, of course, PG is parental grandparent, and then, of course, the mother or the parental grandparent, the father. Do not put them both, because you're only going through one of those people that will be attached to the dog's roll, the final dog's roll. Next, please. And then they'll go through their stamping, and if you need more than that, then do it on the back of this document. It says for additional space, please use the back. And you may have to, depends on how young you are. So if you're a generation that were born in the 80s on up, then you may need additional space. Next, please. Of course, this is the no dual enrollment form. And you would say, I, Jeff Kennedy, but you don't write Jeff Kennedy, whoever you are. You would print your name, just consistent, always stay consistent all the way through. And at the bottom, you'll sign it. So you cannot be members of two tribes. If you're Choctaw, which a lot of them will come through, Choctaw Creek, don't put that on there. Actually, you may want to wait a little bit until all the stuff is resolved. On up, please. Thank you. You can read that. You'll sign it, of course, and then you'll date it. I would prefer to date it when you're in front of a notary, but this page does not require a notary to sign. Blue or black ink. Next, please. This page is intentionally blank. This is on the back side. Keep it moving. Authorized for release of information, yes. I, Jeff Kennedy, print application on down, please. Okay, this is where you sign it, you date it, and if it's for you, self. If it's not for you, next of kin or whoever submitting your application, on the down, it'll say if there's a guardianship or something, then you'll sign the authorized representative. Next, please. Now, this is the fun page. This is the true copy of the original form of identifications. This is basically a checklist. And what I have most people do is the standalone primary form of identification. You send in your driver's license. And of course, it says no more than 3 months expired. If you got a current driver's license, you're good. If yours is about to expire, you may have problems later, so you might as well go ahead and get that changed. Down at the bottom, if you don't want to update your driver's license, if you're military, then you use your military card, which is down at the bottom. When my brother was going to get his document signed, his driver's license was about to expire, and he happened to have his military ID, and he said, yeah, that'll work. So for you military guys out there that generally don't update your current driver's license and stuff like that, then yeah, you can use it here. The secondary form, which is we like everybody use a Social Security card, because that's quick and everybody should have one of those. Make sure that it is in color when you print this, front and back. And it's down at the bottom, you can see those choices. Of course, I have a conceal and carry, so I think you're on. Next, please. And of course, there, up down at the bottom, this is where you're doing all of this in front of the notary so that they can know that this is you. So yeah, you'll sign it, notary down below, you date it, and then they'll put their information on there as follows, and their commission. Now, if your brother is a notary or somebody in the family is a notary and they have the same name, that's not going to fly. So make sure that there's different, your notary has a different name other than yours. Next, please. Page intentionally. Now, message. Okay, this is an affidavit from others. So those guys that's got children out there uh, under 18.
Hi, yes, Jeff, thank you so much. We'd like to pause just for a second so that we can allow you a
Right.
moment to change rooms and, you know, have a better streaming experience. So let you guys change rooms for a second. While we allow for Jeff and Rhonda to change rooms, we ask for everyone to please continue to drop your questions in the chat. We will for sure address them during the Q&A period. Jeff was just going through the application for the Citizenship Nation, as well as this affidavit of maternity. So just allow them a couple more minutes as they change rooms. Thank you.
I guess you got to click on.
Can you guys hear us?
Yes, we can hear you. We just can't see you just yet, but hearing you is more than enough. Oh, we can see you now. Great. Thank you.
Sorry, guys.
I'm getting a 5 o'clock shadow. Anyway, back to business. Affidavit of maternity. Moms that are that have young children under 18, or actually they can use their school ID. So those that are, I guess, 12 and under or so, yeah, you'll fill this out in their stay, since they're not going to be old enough to sign in. So you'll have to send in this page. Not everybody will be sending in this page, but the ones that's got children. And hopefully, if you do it right, you'll do it all together instead of waiting until one gets in and then so on and so forth. Because we need you all in, because we got a lot of important things to accomplish. Of course, you'll date it as the biological mother's signature, and we have no roll number yet. And of course, you'll need to get that notarized. Next, please. Potentially left blank. It's on the back side. This is the affidavit for the fathers. If you're taking care of the kids, and the same thing will go with you. And still, if your name is not on the back of your child's birth certificate, when you take them in, you'll go ahead and have this filled out, get it notarized, and they'll probably produce a DNA test for you. It'll cost probably about $25, but hey, it's better than getting it done in the private sector. You'll go through down, you put the child's full name just as it states, no more, no less, sign it as his father, and you get it notarized. And then you'll let them do what they do at the bottom. Next, please. We're getting through this, guys. That might be it. Well, what's the next? Is that the final page? I think that's the final page. Well, anyway, I think that is the final page. But just keep in mind those 4 things. Yeah, 15 of 15, I see it. Yeah, those 4 things you want to sign in the box, blue or black ink. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, passport wallet photo, a 2x2. Don't go get a whole passport, just the passport wallet photo. And you want to secure it with a paper clip on the right-hand side of the page. Number 3, your driver's license. Make sure it's current. Get it copied front and back in color and have it notarized. And then next, your social security card, front and back. If these are the documents, or the primary and secondary identification, you can have those done on the same page in one notary and have that notarized. Of course, they have to be in color. Okay, I think number 4 is when you send this thing in, you want to send it certified. Make sure that they got it and they can return it. And I'm thinking we about covered all those things. So if you do those things, if you know what a pedigree chart is, you can Google it. And it's always good to send in a pedigree chart, a brief one, straight. Just because you don't want to show your prowess that I'm a great genealogist and send all that stuff in. Just make sure if it's you, your mom, her mother, and then her father, and you should be there. Probably 3 or 4 generations. No more, no less. And then it ought to fly. But of course, let's go to Creek Freedmen Band, www.1866creekfreedmen.com. I think that's it for me. Ms. Rhonda, Madam President, do you have anything you want to add?
I think we're ready for Q&A, unless Gail Jackson has something she'd like to add.
Gail Jackson. Oh, yay.
Can't hear you, Gail.
Hold on.
We can hear you now, Gail.
Okay. Were you able to get a citizenship card?
Say that again, Gail.
Were you able to get citizenship?
Oh, we haven't received those yet.
Okay. So I'll know how you go.
So do you have any suggestions?
I won't be mean.
It's a family show, so yeah.
All right, so I think we're ready for Q&A.
All right, let's get started. And everyone, please continue to drop your questions in the chat. We have about an hour and 15 minutes just to get through all of those. And so we are ready to go. Now, question number 1. Can you send multiple applications in one certified envelope? All right. What is a certified copy of a birth
It's a copy that you get from the Vital Statistics and Records.
Okay. And we'll drop the link in the chat if you're locally based in Oklahoma. And of course, wherever you, is it just if you're born in another state, should they go to their state records office?
Yes, Vital Statistics and Records, yes. And they will issue you a, pardon? Yeah,
Don't use the county.
Yeah, do not use the county. As I stated before, if you're in California, which is problematic, they always send in a county birth certificate, and you do not want a county, you want a state from the capital of California, which is Sacramento.
Okay. Does it make sense to seek the citizenship for the oldest family member in a group first, then seek citizenship for younger descendants after the elder member has been accepted?
That's preferred, yes.
Okay. For the descendants, just to confirm, we can use the Creek enrollment number.
Is that the Muskogee Creek Indian Freedmen Band enrollment number, or a number that somebody else issued?
All right, we'll go back to the chat to see if we have a clarifying response to that. Will I have to provide my mother's original birth certificate?
Yes.
My brother previously applied with original certified documents, parent, birth, and death certificate, grandparent and great-grandparents' death certificates. Can I just send copies and refer them to his original?
If your brother's already submitted and he did get a denial letter, then she can write on her application, see her brother.
Okay.
Like if my brother Sidney wanted to join and get his roll number, he would submit his original birth certificate, the whole application, and say, see Jeff Kennedy.
I would recommend that pull that packet and see why that applicant was disenrolled. You need to check that very carefully. You don't want to go through that same process all over again.
All right, thank you.
And be sure that she also sends in her original birth certificate, not a copy.
All right. What if you are applying for self and next of kin? Do you submit 2 applications?
Yes.
Everybody gets an application, yes.
Okay. My issue is I'm having trouble getting a death certificate and birth certificate for my grandmother. I have the death certificate of my great-grandmother who was on the roll.
Broken link. She has a social security number. The thing I would probably do is write the social security office and pick up a numinant. There's a decorative one, and then there is a digital one. For this case, I would pick up a digital copy. It's going to take about 60 days, and it's going to give you her social security when she filed it, and so on and so forth. And that will link her father and her mother. And you can also go to ancestry.com, and you can also pull an additional document, the 18, probably 40s. I'm not sure when her birthday is, but you can pull that document that shows the family. So that's what you're trying to do is establish that.
What about for our Hawaii residents? Anything to share on that?
First thing I want to say, you might want to move to the mainland. As we use on the mainland, so you should be able to get those documents, unless they were born somewhere else. Did that make sense? You should be able to obtain those documents from Hawaii. We've got some in Canada. Their format is a little different, but still, it's applicable.
Understood. And if their application has any errors, will they request additional information?
Yes, and that's called the dance. So dot all those I's and cross those T's on the front of that application. There's a checklist. Just make sure that you're consistent with that checklist, and you should be okay. And those 4 things that I was basically saying that you should do.
And if there are errors, they will send it back to you for corrections.
And that's why the email or the contact information is important. Check all those boxes.
All right. My great-grandfather was on the roll, so from my understanding, I stopped with him and only need his certified death certificate.
If he's on a roll, you can just do up to him, his daughter or his son is going to have his name on that death certificate, on their death certificate. And then there's your link. And then they'll pick it up in DAWs. But if he was born late, he may have a death certificate. If he died before or just after enrollment, his death certificate would be in his enrollment jacket. So check his enrollment jacket as well. But you won't need it for the guy that's on the roll, just the one leading up to the roll.
Okay.
That answers the question.
I'll keep watch over the chat for that. I called the helpline on the application and they told me that I only need death and birth certificates for the ancestors who do not have a roll number.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm here watching with my mom. She's an elder. She is already secured in her medical and health, doctors, etc. What would be her benefits if she joined the nation? What changes for her?
There are many different benefits to join the nation: healthcare, education. There are many, many benefits.
All right.
Oh, and keep in mind that once we are processed and we're through, we become, I just lost my word. Well, not only dual citizens though, but we become, I'll get back to that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Next question.
There's a question. What do you mean DNA test? Was that stated?
Yeah, we found that out through part of the through part of that registration process while we were in court. They were talking about DNA testing. Well, actually, in the intertribal council meetings, we found out they are doing DNA tests to prove parental parenthood of that child. And for what I understand, it's about $25. Somewhere else, it's 150 or a little bit more.
But you still have to be able to trace yourself back to someone on the original doll's rolls. Yes.
Okay. If you have a proof of death and heirship and per capital payment sheet, do you still need to send in death certificates?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Can you send it in for your grandchildren? I think you mentioned we can, all applications for everyone, right?
correct.
Did you say send in a pedigree chart?
You can. Not everybody is word oriented, so graphics helps out a lot. So you can Google pedigree chart and start filling it out. It's just straight line. If your mother, you go through your mother's line, if those are your Creek Indian people, then you go through her line. If it's her mother and father, then you go through mother or father, and then so on and so forth until you reach that person on the dollar's roll.
We do have a nice pedigree chart that we included on our Facebook page. So if you search there, you can find one.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, you all are going to become protected class of citizens. That's pretty cool. I just woke up. Sorry.
Next question, please.
What if the state doesn't have records because of a fire?
Doesn't apply to us.
Good to know. My father is dead. Do I send in death certificate or do I have to get his birth certificate?
Death certificate. If he's still alive, birth certificate. If he's died or deceased, death certificate.
Okay. What if your mother married and her name changed? What birth certificate should I use?
If she's still alive, you can use her birth certificate. But then you gotta submit additional documents. Well, you may not have to submit her marriage documents. If you can make it clean that way, then go the cleanest route. Less documents is more.
Yeah, the birth certificate would probably be the better course.
Agreed.
My grandfather was born in 1908. His mom is on the roll, but he didn't have a birth certificate. Would I just use his death certificate?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you need to send a social security card for someone who is deceased, or is a death certificate sufficient enough?
Certificate.
Okay. My grandfather is listed on his mother's death certificate, but his brother is listed on his father's, who is on the roll.
Ooh.
And she only has DNA results for her dad, just to add a little bit more context. She was adopted, I believe, LaShawn.
Well, if you can pick that brother, do you want that one, Gail?
Is this a formal adoption?
If we could have you add more context to the chat for us, and then we'll circle back.
We do have her information. She's reached out, so maybe we can get with her offline. She has reached out to us.
Perfect. Thank you so much. In Cali, gotcha. Nope. My mom ancestors records say full blood at the top, then change to Freedmen. Why were they allowed to do that? Do you go by percentage, or will the records go back to the original percentage?
It really doesn't apply to us.
No.
No. Read the Article 2 of the treaty. We're full blood.
And the judges ruled in our favor, so that's not applicable. So as long as you can find someone who ties to the by blood rolls or the Freedmen roll, as for the judgment, we are citizens within the nation and we are to enroll within the nation. So you're good.
Perfect. My grandfather, who is deceased, birth certificate says delayed. So can I request numident? A numident. I'm not sure what that is.
So why would you need? Well, I was just going to say, why would you need annuitant if he's got a death certificate. Yeah, that would be suffice. And you just connect on.
She's only going to need that original death certificate from the house. She won't need a new one.
No.
Or talk about SS5.
Unless you need to have that for your family's documentation. And that's going to cost you some money and, of course, 60 days. So if it's just for family history collection of documents, then yeah, you can get a annuitant. But right now, it's just not.
Yeah, you don't need it.
All right. In the enrollment jacket, there is a document with grandmother's birth record cannot be used. Let me just say that again. In the enrollment jacket, there's a document with my grandmother's birth record cannot be used.
Yes, but you're connecting to that person, which would be your grandmother on the roll. It's really superfluous, but you can't submit it. Keep it clean.
Will I have to? Oh, go ahead.
You must understand the enrollment people who are helping don't have a lot of background on Creek Freedmen. So if you want to send a copy of yours, they can look at it. They don't have to enter it as evidence, but they can look at it and it will help them to trace their lineage to the Dawes Roll.
Yeah, once you fill out your pedigree charter, that whatever document that's in the packet, yeah, please include that ancestors
card.
Roll number. Yeah, you already know what's gonna. Yeah, you just include it on there. They'll find you.
Okay. Will I have to provide my mother's original birth certificate if she is alive and their daughter of the descendant? If so, how will she apply? Can we mail our applications together?
Yes. Make it a family project.
Will the Creek benefits affect our American citizenship and Social Security?
No.
No.
What kind of DNA test? Saliva or blood samples?
Each his own. No.
Okay. I've traced to my great-grandparents' roll number, and my grandfather is a citizen, and they say they see him but won't give me his number. Do I need it?
Who won't give them the number?
King Dre.
Yeah, if he is a citizen, if you don't have his number, or if you do have his number, just submit it anyway. They'll bypass him and go on to the next person and connect to the person on the Dawes Roll. That doesn't stop anything.
Is there a document accepted in lieu of a birth certificate? County and state shows no record.
It's a good question. So if that person is born in the early 1900s and a lot of them did not have a birth certificate, did not receive a delayed birth certificate, you could always get a numinant, because of course he would have a Social Security number, and that'll
If the
prove
person
it.
is alive, don't you think putting a delayed birth certificate on file, and then you
Yeah, it would, but for some reason I understand it. Oh, maybe with vital statistics and record, I was thinking that they're not issuing delayed or whatever certificates.
I heard that because they want the agency in charge.
Well, oh yeah, they'll take one, but they won't produce one.
No, you can go into the health department and establish a delayed certificate of birth.
Okay.
Next question, please.
Next question. And Callie, the social security number is on the death record. Is that helpful?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do we have to trace our lineage to the rules, or will they do it?
You have to do it. It's better if you do it, but how are they going to know who you are? This is not a shot in the dark. And if you don't know if your people are, and that's going to tell you exactly where you are, where your family is. And more than likely, if they're in Arkansas, Texas, or Connecticut, you won't find them in Oklahoma.
All right. We have Ron Graham on the screen too. He'll be showing just his face shortly. Okay. If our application is approved, we are also entitled to our family's original land allotment, if we have any.
I don't think so. You're going to have to get an attorney for that also.
That's a different matter.
Yeah, that's not in this program.
Do applications have to be mailed separately?
No. You can bundle them. It's better if you bundle them. That way you only have to use one set of original documents. I did say original documents.
What if it's on the census record as Creek Nation? Does that apply?
Yes, it does. It's Creek Nation Creek Road or Creek Nation Freedmen Road.
Okay.
Both
Has
Both are relevant to what we're doing today.
Has anyone been successful so far? If so, do you have any advice to share?
Ron Graham.
Successful in what? What was the question? I'm sorry.
Rick Knighton, I'm assuming this is regarding securing your citizenship, being recognized within the nation. So maybe it's like the card or.
So no, we have not received our cards yet. So Attorney DeMario could probably speak on that, but the nation has requested a rehearing. So we're just kind of just waiting through that process right now. But we encourage everyone to continue to submit your applications to the nation. Our attorneys, as well as ourselves, our lead attorney victorious. We've already been victorious. We've already won. So we just have to go through this process. So continue to submit your applications to citizenship.
Thank you.
There are athletes who are enrolled.
Correct.
Right. Will there be follow-up meetings on benefits, or where could they find that information? Is there anything on the Creek Freedmen site about that, Rhonda?
So we plan to have some follow-up meetings about all of those things and have representatives to come in and speak on the benefits and all of those things. Right now, we're just trying to get through this process, but absolutely, just stay tuned and continue to follow us.
If the individual on the doll's roll is a uncle or cousin, can you trace back to them, or must it be a parent?
It has to be a parent or a grandparent.
It's called direct lineal descent.
Okay. Let's see here. I have to connect my great-grandmother to her father, who was born around 1895. He's listed on the dolls. I cannot locate any documents that claim her as his child. The birth certificate and death certificate names are different.
Ron, take yourself out mute.
Ron, grab that one.
There you go, Ron.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good question.
That right there, you can use other documents, but one of the main ones they would be using, you can use is that numinate, Social Security numinate, or you can use that proof of death and heirship document. Okay, because I've just when I met someone at in Muskogee at the Muskogee Creek Freedmen band meeting, a genealogy workshop we had, and that was wrong with their document. On there, they had two different. The parents was different, and you can recognize that to prove it was different, you would have to get that social security numerate or the proof of death and heirship of that direct descendant of whatever great grandparent or grandparent that was enrolled with the Creek Freedmen, with the Creek Nation.
Right, thank you. Children's applications have to be notarized.
Yes,
I sent the wrong information. I sent Chickasaw along with the Creek Freedmen information. Will I get that information returned to me?
Yes.
yes. You said it's certified?
I recently submitted a request for citizenship for a third time as of August 4th. Do I need to submit a DNA test now?
No, you should have received a denial letter and all your documents back. And we're just waiting on the final so that we could update that information and let them process.
So the only thing that we need to do is to submit your application, time yourself to someone who is on the final Dawes roll. DNA is not something that is needed. Don't worry about DNA. If you can trace yourself to someone on the final Dawes roll, you just need to link that person between the death and birth certificates, proof of death and heirship papers, et cetera, and that's with your parents, grandparents to the final Dawes person, and you would link them by death and birth certificates, certified copies.
Legal documents, no photocopies. Should be able to do that.
If that makes
It made
sense.
sense to me,
Okay.
but definitely can drop your follow-up question in the chat there, Marcella and D. Walker. All right. Is there someone to help with tracing lineage?
We have genealogists, and so what we're trying to do, guys, is when we have these meetings, and we're planning some workshops, some more thorough genealogy workshops, where we can have the ability, where you have the ability to work one-on-one with the genealogist. Right now, what we're trying to do really is to concentrate on getting as many people as possible enrolled. And so we are, like I said, we are meeting at various different, in various different communities. Come to those communities. We've been on the ground for at least 2 to 3 weeks now and helping folks. Ron and some of the others have done a great job of connecting these folks. So try to make those meetings. We're going to have some additional meetings virtual for those who are not in the state to help you with those things.
And as we always say, help me, help you, help me. So you have to do some work on your own to help us get to where you're trying to go.
Next question, please.
All right. I am a genealogist, family historian. In a recent library presentation, discovered Creek descendancy for a few attendees who were searching. What do you advise for their next steps?
Fill out an application. Pull an application down from the Muskogee Nation, Creek Nation, and start that process. So if you've got those documents and you know who your person is, you should be able to connect them with your legal documents, which is death and birth certificates.
Perfect. Can you get a delayed birth certificate if the individual is deceased? If so, what is the initial step?
You really don't need a delayed birth certificate. You just need a death certificate. Yeah, don't save yourself a headache. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, I know what that person is talking about. My dad was deceased. He died in 1979. Nation Day was saying that I had to get my dad's birth certificate. So I did make him a delayed birth certificate after his death. But Oklahoma does not do that anymore. They don't do it anymore. So what should be suffice or you can use that death certificate along with a census. 1910, 20, 30, 40, or 50 born at that time. Thank you.
Okay. We have a question about how going about getting a birth certificate or death certificate of a person born around 1895, census documentation as well, as you just mentioned, Ron.
I mean, you can use a census, but if they died in you said 37. Yes. I mean, they wouldn't be in the 1940 census. They would be in the 1930 census, depending on when they were born. I see it dealing with the Creek Nation. If a person was born in like 1930, let's say 30, but if he's deceased, his death certificate would be suffice. Okay.
Okay. I can get my father's death certificate, my birth certificate, marriage license, and copy of my social security numbers. Get them notarized, and that will be all.
Say it again.
Birth certificate, marriage license, and copy of social security cards. Get them all notarized, and that will be all.
I think there's another one. There's another one that you're probably missing, which is a death certificate. You were just thinking about 3 documents that I heard. You probably need the 4th that'll tie you to the person on the Dawes roll.
Well, is her dad on the Dawes rolls?
We'll wait for your follow-up comment, Tara.
Okay. So, yeah, it didn't sound like she's missing one.
Okay.
And that last document linked that person to the Dawes roll.
If your father won't give you his roll number or birth certificate, is there another way I can apply?
Well, you should be able to, if you're looking for a roll number, you can do the research yourself and locate the roll number. So that's not an issue there. But now the second part of that question is, they're trying, did you say a death or a birth certificate?
Dad is alive. Yeah, Dad is still alive and cheap for him to use. It's beneficial for both of you guys.
So, Ron, can you answer that question? Is there any way around that?
I'm sorry, I had to step up. Wait, what was the question? Please repeat it. I'm sorry about that.
If your father won't give you his roll number or birth certificate, is there another way I can apply?
Yeah, you would have to get a link all the way up to the Dawes roll again. Okay, you would have to get his birth certificate. Yeah. If he's still alive, you've got to get a state certified birth certificate. Yeah. Okay, so there's no way around.
Yeah. Or unless he gives you permission, he can sign a letter giving you permission or go with you. You can get a copy of his birth certificate. He doesn't have to give you his birth certificate. So,
does my son need to fill out a lineage chart if?
Well, you put it all in the same package. Or better yet, he can send his birth certificate and the application and link to you.
Okay. if you want to assist with this initiative, what can we do to help? We can answer that question at the end. Let's see. Will there, oh no, I don't think there'll be, I'll just ask the question. Will there be any information with the Chickasaw and Choctaw Freedmen?
Not with this group, no. But there are organized groups who are having meetings,
Yes.
and we can definitely connect you with some of those folks.
Okay. Tira, okay, this is the comment for the question about about the birth certificate and getting it. Oh no, that's not that question. I was trying to see if that was the follow-up question. My great grandfather, grandmother, and father and their parents are all on the Creek roll. I have all of their numbers. Looks like that's all of the questions so far. If you have any other questions. My role that I have in hand says Creek Nation Freedom Roll. Then at the bottom, it is handwritten original document, Indian by blood, and done roll. Is that common? What's the difference?
Dunn roll is a roll created by J.W. Dunn back in 1867 and then 69. And that's going to give you a glimpse of the earliest ancestors in the Creek Nation, citizenship. Dawes roll is 1898 to 1904, 1906, created by the Dawes roll, which is listing the current citizens. Both of those are applicable at the same time to your family, but the Dawes roll is what the nation is looking for. Keep it simple.
Perfect. I'm just dropping the application link in the chat here. Procedure for getting Social Security enumeration info as documentation.
Oh, you can go online and Google Social Security and download the application for Enumadent, which is going to give you mom and dad, and it'll give you the person that's getting their Social Security number, and it'll list their mom and their dad. Be careful live; they're not going to be forthcoming and give that information unless you can send additional documents. Now, if the dad on there is not the dad that you believe is your dad, then yeah, they won't give it to you. They'll send it back to you without the name of the father. The mother they will, but the father no.
Okay. Are there any final thoughts, Rhonda, Jeff, Ron, Gail, that you all would like to share as I take any final questions in the chat?
There's echo here, but I'll try to do my best. For Oklahoma residents, I would recommend that you go into the citizenship office with all your documents. You should be able to get citizenship that very day. It just takes a couple of hours. And maybe less than that. And then I'll be able to take it too. And I'm saying that from experience. And does anybody know about that?
Well, I think that you are correct in the fact that it would be faster if they would accept the judgment's rule, the Supreme Court's ruling. And so once we can get all of these things, go into the office and submit, get your photo taken and all of that good stuff. But right now we're still fighting this battle. We do believe we will be victorious. And again, we just encourage you to either submit in person or to mail your application in. Continue to submit your applications. We can't stress that enough. Continue to submit your applications.
For some reason, I thought I heard that they shut the office down or something. So I don't know how they're taking it. For some reason, I was on my way to Houston, long story short, and it was some kind of, they shut the enrollment office, so you have to just mail your stuff in. I mail it anyway, that way you can track all that information. You can make a drive and see if it's open or not. Just keep that in mind.
That's interesting.
Sade, are there any more questions?
Yes, we have one here. How would descendants of full blood members end up on a freedman roll down the line? Was it blood quantum requirements? A lot of us aren't finding African ancestry or manifests.
That's a Ronald Real question.
Does it really matter at this point in time? If you can trace to the dollar roll, get enrolled.
That's correct.
Okay.
And
We
then
have about,
later on, the citizenship office.
Yeah, we're still going to be a protected class citizen, so it's not going to matter unless it matters to you.
Did you have a comment, Ron?
Yes, you know, I've seen that a lot of times also, but in that case, I would just tell a person to submit a CDIB card application, you know, because they can prove blood just like myself. And I did submit that to the BIA. You submit all that with the Creek Nation. But other than that, I agree with Gail and you guys. I mean, it really doesn't matter at this point because Mr. Grayson and Mr. Kennedy and Ms. Grayson has already won the case. You know, it's in appeal status right now, but it doesn't really matter at this point unless you want a CDIB card or something.
Thank you for that. Sade, any other questions?
yes. Is there a way I can email you if I need further help? I have several cousins and their children that would like to enroll. Can we all apply together as a family?
You can apply together as a family, and yes, our information is available on our website as well as our Facebook page. So absolutely, you can definitely reach out to us.
Yep, I'm dropping the link to your website here in the chat right now. And I'll drop the Facebook page as well. All right. That seems to be all.
I guess I started a CDIB. A CDIB card is a certificate degree of Indian blood card. I've done a few of them here lately, but it's something that deals with your necessary tribe, such as the Creek Nation at this point. But you have to, your ancestor has to have a listed blood quantum that's actually on the Dawes roll. But you could find a listed blood quantum sometimes in another document, Citizenship Commission document. I'm straying away from what the objective is right now. But that's what a CDIB card is, certificate degree of Indian blood card. Okay.
Thank you, Ron. We have about 30 more minutes for questions. If lineage to multiple tribes, what determines which I enroll in?
Say that again.
If I have a lineage to multiple tribes, what determines which I enroll in?
that's up to you as an individual. Who do you identify with? So I'll give you a good example. As the Cherokee Freedmen back in 2017, when their case was won, but she chose to stay with the Creek Nation, hoping that one day she would be able to take her rightful place back into the nation of her ancestors' birth. And obviously, she's not able to do that. She passed. They would just come to the conclusion that the district court has ruled, the Supreme Court has solidified that, and just bring us home so that, you know, these elder people can go ahead and enroll into the tribe. And so it's just based on what you identify with.
And we're Chickasaw Choctaw anyway, so, but this is the closest tribe that we identify with.
Okay. Where do I send membership dues?
Ooh.
You can either go to our website, the address is there, or you can send it to P.O. Box, to our P.O. Box. What is the P.O. Box? It just slipped my mind. 6366 Moore, Oklahoma, 73135. Sorry about that, but yes.
Or we have.
I'll drop that address in the chat for us. If my dad is applying for Creek and my mom is applying for a different tribe, then would I have an option in choosing? I think you answered that question for us, which one I want to apply. I'm trying to connect my great-grandmother to her father, born around 1895. He and his father are the last undocumented. I need help getting the specific info.
Should be able to find those on the 1900 census. And if you find them on the 1900 census, then it's a possibility that you're going to find that on the Dawes Roll. A lot of people don't know that we do have an 1890 census, so it'll show what tribal town that person's affiliated with. And then the 1895 census, they'll just kind of keep it going. So we want to bless people that can trace our lineage back about 5 generations.
Okay. Do you have the document needed to update your information if you previously submitted an application within the last 3 years?
Yes, we do have it on our Facebook page, so it is there. Just do a little search and you'll be able to locate that. But yes, we do have it.
And you'll want to do that if you've already submitted an application that allows them to activate your application sent in earlier. Let them know that you're still alive.
And all of that information as well is on the Muscogee Creek Nation's website.
That too.
Okay. On the lineage page, do you complete both parents' side, not just the side tied to Dawes?
Just decide, keep it simple. Keep it simple. It's the Creek method. Yeah. You, your father, or your mother, and then go up that side.
Okay. How much are membership dues?
$50 annually.
Okay. And there's an apology here if this question has been asked and answered. Can you clarify if you have both blood and Dawes Rolls lineage? Do you submit both or pick one?
Pick one.
Okay. Let's see here. There doesn't appear to be any other questions. If we'll have more information, details that you can read and share regarding the request for rehearing, just so that you all are able to digest that and worry about while also thinking about your application process. So this is definitely something you should continue to move forward with. Continue submitting your applications. That is the number one goal here. And then just some last thoughts please visit www.1866creekfreedmen.com. That's www.1866creekfreedmen.com. There you can find their Facebook page, as well as information to follow up with your questions, and of course upcoming events where if you are local to Oklahoma, you can participate in those smaller events and maybe have your questions answered in person. So please do subscribe to their email list at www.1866creekfreedmen.com. Let me see. Okay, great. I've traced my lineage back to the 1700s. My family has been in Georgia and Alabama the whole time. I can't find them on the Dawes Rolls because they never left the area. So am I out of luck?
Yes, you're part of the family, but yes.
Okay. Is there a time limit? Omni, are you referring to limit? Are you wondering about?
I don't know who's wondering about a time limit. The time is now. We've been going through this process a while, and each time we started up, it stopped, started up, and it stopped. Somebody will come up with something, but so you need to be in, as I was referenced, in the boat with Noah. When he built the ark, you knew it was going to rain, and the rain eventually came, and the doors were closed. So don't get left out in the cold.
About protections for individuals and families, if descendants registered through the tribal government, can the tribe then use us, count?
I believe so. Gail? And they will. And they should.
Any other questions?
Yes, Rhonda, can you share the next upcoming meeting that you mentioned at the top of this call?
Yes, so pending right now, it should be around the 30th of this month. We're thinking about heading to Okmulgee. There'll be some other meetings planned, and we'll have those meetings listed, as well as some virtual calls as well, because we know that folks will still need some, some assistance throughout this process. So just follow us. We're just kind of regrouping right now. The film crew, as I stated, so we're just kind of trying to get a lot of these dates solidified. The film crew is to be here late August, September time. Yes, that's for the documentary. So again, if you're interested in participating in the documentary, please submit your photos and any information that you would like for us to have. So we've got if you would just submit that to the email address, that would be great, to our email address.
That's Muskogee Creek, well, MCIFB at 1860.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to give a quick plug in to say, basically, we are a 501c3 organization. We really appreciate the work that we have done. Please donate. Please donate.
All right. Well, that just about closes it. There aren't any new questions in the chat, but again, please stand by for at least the next 3 minutes as we load up the chat with some additional links for everyone to bookmark and save and to move along in this journey. And then, of course, make sure you visit the band's website so that you can join the movement, be a part of everything, and stay up to date on the upcoming events, virtual and local in Oklahoma. All right, thank you so much. And I'm gonna just stay 1 second just so I can go ahead and drop in these links. All right, and here they come. Here's an email. And then here are the links again. Thank you all for joining us, and we hope that you have a wonderful Saturday and stay safe. Thank you.
Sade, I just want to give a shout out to Attorney DeMario Solomon Simmons for all of the great work that he has done, as well as his team. Thank you, thank you, thank you.